Now the show's over, and now we're taking it apart piece by piece. It actually, now that you think of it, it's kind of like, it does remind me of the last song that plays, the When You Go, where it's like tearing off pieces of myself. It almost feels like we're taking pieces of ourselves and our characters off in little chunks, one by one, and now everything is empty and ready to be filled up with whatever comes in next. It's just another stage. It's no longer the apartment. It's always hard, but for this show, as an emotional show for all of us as it is, it's going to be particularly rough.
It's weird. Like after every show, it's always weird to just like kind of take the set away because it kind of becomes your home. Like as cheesy as that sounds, but it's where you spend all your time. But I know that plays can't last forever, and so we have to give the stage and theater back to people eventually.
It's a whirlwind. It's just, you know, you just kind of try to stay busy and don't really think about it. Like looking at it now, it's like, where did everything go? It's hard, especially since this has been, you know, in the making for so long. Like normally it's not as big a deal, but there's just so many things attached with this show that makes it more difficult.
It was a great show to work with. I enjoyed working with everybody, cast and crew alike. We all got, you know, down and dirty on our hands and knees working on everything. We all, you know, spent countless nights here till like 11 o'clock. So really great crew. I really like working with all of them. And seeing as this might be my last show here at Richland, it's kind of a great show to end on, like a last hurrah before I have to leave and not probably work with any of these people for a while, or if ever anymore.
One of the things that's great about JP, and you know, I wish I had a million like him, is he's willing to do whatever it takes. He's not going to hold out for the glamorous job. He knows that there's a lot of work to do, and not all of it's fun, and not all of it's interesting, and he will schlep the lights and build the set, and for this show, stencil the turtles, because the job has to get done, and that's what's going to make him successful. This particular group, and not just the three actors, but the tech and the behind-the-scenes people, are kind of my first group of students that I've had from the time that they were new, since this is just my third year here, until now, and they're getting ready to graduate. And they are extraordinary in that they are incredibly dedicated, and they're very, very talented. And it's been wonderful to see them kind of come out of their shells. I think, you know, it's always true that your first group of kids are kind of really special. That's how I feel about these guys.
I've done very well under Michelle in every show that I've worked with her on. She has a way of really trying to lead, because this is student theater, and so what she's doing is she's trying to teach us and equip us with what tools that she can, so that we end up really kind of discovering our own method of working. Either be it technical, where she lets us make our own lighting mistakes and then fix them, or acting, where she will let us struggle for a bit before not really telling us exactly what to do, but asking us questions, and it's really a road to self-discovery.
I really like to work with Michelle. She's definitely the kind of director that I hope to be, like when I go for that. And she's not like too hard, but she still like knows what she wants, and it's not like, I guess, intimidating or anything like that. And it helps to know her like in person and not just as a teacher or director.
Michelle is amazing. There's been so many times where, you know, you just feel like, I can't do this anymore. And Michelle's like, yeah, you can, you know, and she'll sit down with you if you're having problems with a monologue, or if you're having problems, where is this coming from? You know, she'll take as much time as you need to explain it to you and to give you, you know, tips and tricks and just major pieces of direction. Like, there's a scene where Livy has a panic attack, and it's like, you know, if you've never gone through that before, it's like, how do you get to that point where you can make it even remotely believable? And, you know, she spent a good hour and a half explaining, you know, this is what you can do. You can do it one of two ways. She just has so much knowledge that she's willing to share. And then to top that all off, I mean, it's her vision. This is her show. So, you know, she's telling us exactly how she felt when she wrote it, which is it's a really cool experience. And, you know, if we have questions, a lot of times she's like, you know, I just wrote it. She's like, I didn't really think about that. What do you think? So she doesn't just take over. She really lets you bring yourself to it as well. It's a really cool balance that she brings to it.
Michelle's definitely been my guiding light in everything. I mean, she's been more than a teacher to me. She's been my mentor when I came in looking just to be a criminal justice major, and now I'm like aspiring to be like a top lighting designer. So she's really the reason why I'm doing all of this, because she saw some potential and then molded it through and then let me out and do my own thing. So she's been quite amazing for me and all of us, really.